Hello, dear people. My name's Pip Waller, and this is Being Human, where I talk about various things of concern to human beings, and usually from a holistic perspective. So, of great concern to many of us at the moment is looking after our immune systems. How can we maximize our immune system? So, today I'm going to talk about completely free ways uh, to assist your body's immune system to function as well as it possibly can. And these apply to everybody, any age, any condition, even if you've got an autoimmune disorder where sometimes people get anxious about boosting their immunity because of an autoimmune disorder, your immune system's attacking yourself. Actually, these things aren't about boosting or forcing your immune system to fight harder. They're about normalizing and regulating and just encouraging the homeostasis, the balance of all the things in your body. And they don't cost a penny. In fact, some of them, these things are even going to save you money. So first of all, you need good bit of regular exercise in order to stay well and keep your immune system functioning well. So that can be a challenge at the moment, but you need to get, even if you're stuck in one room, you need to hear you're watching me on YouTube, so you've got access to YouTube. Get onto YouTube, find something fun to do that you're going to like, or even if it's not fun, just you make yourself do it. You can do dancing, dance classes, exercise classes, high intensity interval training. I really like that because I found it made the biggest difference to me of any exercise thing that I've done. And it's also mercifully short, like you do a 20-25 minute, 5 minutes of warming up, maybe 20 minutes of really quite intense exercises. You definitely get breathless and sweaty, and then you have a bit of a stretch at the end and cool down, job done. And if you can do one of those type of things every day, do some dancing. I've just seen Body Groove recently. It's absolutely great. Figure eights, they're quite fun. And if you can, as well as doing one of those a day, there's also, of course, yoga. Mustn't forget yoga. But if you're doing yoga, you also want some cardiovascular where you are getting sweaty and breathless. But also, if you can, you get out for a walk, half an hour minimum, half an hour brisk walk every day, an hour if you can. So let's see. Stay fully hydrated. This is a really important thing because if you're not fully hydrated, there's a bit of a strain on your heart and circulation, and the immune system, largely, a lot of it operates in your blood and circulation. So you want to be fully hydrated. That means drinking water. I've held forth at length about this in some of my other videos, but really quickly, what you can do is have a pint of warm water, 3/4 cold and a quarter from the kettle. It's about the right temperature. Just drink it down the minute you wake up in the morning, and then half an hour before lunch, half an hour before supper, and then have your normal cups of tea and stuff, and then you'll be getting enough exercise, enough water into you. You won't have this chronic dehydration. If you are low level chronic dehydrated and you do get poorly, you are going to have to fight this virus then, and you get a fever. Immediately you get the fever, you're going to be dehydrated. Everybody uses more water when they've got a fever. So you want to start ahead of the game, start fully hydrated. If you get a fever, it dehydrates you. If you're dehydrated, it puts strain on your heart and circulation. And if you've got a fever, strain is put on your heart and circulation. So to protect your heart as much as possible and protect yourself in general and help your immune system's functioning as well as it can, make sure you're fully hydrated. If you're an older person, many older people do not drink enough. And if you've got older people in your life, if they're living with you, you can, get them to drink, but otherwise you're going to be ringing them up and chatting to them and say, get a glass of water and drink it while we're talking, because loads of old people are a little bit dehydrated, and that is possibly, it's even one of the extra factors why this thing is heavier on them. Okay, so other things, free things that can improve your immune system. Meditation. All kinds of meditation can be good. Mindfulness meditation, where you sit and you pay attention to your breathing and your body. Sometimes you can find things called yoga nidra and like guided visualization meditation things where you lie down and basically you put your attention on your toes one at a time. Actually, on my website pipwaller.co.uk, there's a link to a yoga nidra podcast meditation you can listen to if you like, or you'll find there's thousands, millions of them. Find one and do it. sitting and watching your breath. It's a great time to learn. Actually, find free meditation classes online. You can do meditation with a mantra where you chant. You say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For example, that's a mantra. You say it over and over, and you just listen to yourself saying it, and you sit there and do it. You can also do active kinds of meditation. I really like those where there's a visualization. I like those because I've got a very active brain. It hops around all the time. So if I give it something to do, it's much easier for me to sit and breathe and just be there rather than get caught up with the mind. Okay, kind of allied with meditation is resting. We actually really need to sleep, to get plenty of sleep, to help our immune systems and to help our whole body, because it's while we're asleep and in deep relaxation that the repair and regeneration of every system of our body is happening. So of course it can be difficult to sleep if you're anxious and wound up and stressed, and a lot of us are at the moment. So we kind of have to do extra things to help to calm down, to help to relax, to basically, this can be seen as switching on the vagus nerve, turn on the vagus nerve, stimulate the vagus nerve. What that means is switching on your parasympathetic nervous system. So this is part of the autonomic nervous system, which has two parts: fight or flight, where you're stress, run away, fight, freeze, flop. None of those things, by the way, are very good, effective ways to combat this particular situations that we're finding ourselves in now with the virus thing, either being overworking out somewhere, overworking, helping people. Thank you very much, by the way, to everyone that's doing that, or being at home, keeping out the way so we're not spreading the illness. These are stressful things, but they don't. The answer to them is not running away, fighting, freezing, or flopping. So what we really need to do is do things that will switch on our autonomic nervous system and relax. So meditation, which we mentioned already, was one of those. So, but there are quite a lot of other ones. Chanting out loud, singing, chanting, humming, things that vibrate the throat, laughing and yawning. Actually, have a little yawn now. Oh, I'll have one. I've made a whole video about yawning yoga, I call it. It's absolutely brilliant. If you've never done it before, like, really give it a go, because you'll be amazed how it makes you feel. It takes the tension out of the body, switches your parasympathetic nervous system on. Also, it gets more oxygen in and it exercises your lungs. You know, we want our lung capacity to be good at the moment because we're going to face this disease. Any of us that face this disease is going to have an impact on the lung capacity potentially. So the greater our lung capacity is to start with, the better. Anyway, the other advantage about the yawning yoga thing is that it really makes you laugh if you're doing, especially if you're doing it with other people or watching someone else do it. If you're watching someone else yawn, it makes you want to yawn. Oh, I'm just doing it now so you can see. I bet me yawning's made you want to yawn a bit. Anyway, if you watch the yawning yoga video, that is going to make you laugh as well. And laughter is an absolutely brilliant medicine. Laughter switches on your vagus nerve, your parasympathetic system, calms you down, decreases cortisol, and all those things help the immune system. Breathing exercises. Now, deep, slow diaphragm breathing really helps to reduce cortisol, reduce stress, which enhances immunity. And also there's been interesting research that shows that breathing over time, doing daily breathing, deep breathing exercises over time, over a couple of months, will really boost your killer T cell activity, which is particularly useful against cancer. So go for it. I'm sure there's way more benefits to breathing that we know. You can just, practice breathing so you're breathing out as far as you possibly can, whether you can't possibly breathe out any further, and then you're breathing in as far as you can and breathing out just basically slowly, improving your lung capacity and your ability to breathe deeply. You can also do breathing 4-7-8 breathing. I really like that. You breathe in for the count of 4, you hold your breath for the count of 7, and then you breathe out for 8. Breathe in through your nose, hold for 4, hold your breath for 7, and breathe out through your mouth for the count of 8. Another lovely breathing exercise you can do is heart-centered breathing, where you imagine or feel that your breath is entering in and out of your body through the center of your chest, through your heart. That's absolutely great for getting your attention, your mind, your attention, or your consciousness from your mind, from your brain, which is like where we get stressed, and down into the body and into the heart, where that's the place. Actually, when we're in our hearts, that's the place we kind of know everything's all right. So and the other advantage of that breathing in out through your heart one, you can actually do that anywhere. You can do it while you're washing up, while you're driving, you know, while you're at work, while you're at home, anytime. Quite a good way is breathing in and out to the count of 5, breathing in for 5 and out for 5, imagining that the air is going in and out through your heart. Also, I rather like with combining breathing exercises with an affirmation. So, you know, you can do that several times a day, anytime you think of it. I breathe in, healing, relaxing energy. I breathe out, all tension, anxiety, negativity. I breathe in, health. I breathe out, tension. Those kind of things. Excuse me. Tapping the sternum. It's tapping the sternum. This is an ancient practice known to help with longevity, living a long time. And it turns out that right behind your sternum, you've got your thymus gland, not the thyroid, that's in your neck. This is the thymus. And the thymus gland, which is massive when you're a baby, when you're first born, massive in infancy, and through childhood it's pretty big. And then from puberty it starts to get smaller, but it's still pretty big. And then from your 20s onwards, it's really shrinking quite rapidly until it's very, very atrophied when you're old. But if you have to tap it every day for like a good few minutes, not just for 2 seconds and then stop, and tap it quite firmly, it's a kind of stimulating massage for your thymus gland. And we all need our thymus gland to be on the case, because it's going to be helping us respond to any new virus we might happen to meet. Do it for a few minutes. It's not going to work otherwise. What else can I say? Don't eat sugar. Eating refined sugar is absolutely proven to depress your immunity. It depresses immunity for several hours after eating. Every time you eat any or drink any refined sugar, your immune system drops. So don't eat sugar, especially if you're ill at the moment, or you're worried about to be ill because you've had contact with the virus and you're keeping away. Actually, of course, that's not only free, that can save you money because you're not buying any sweets. What else? Cut out alcohol if you're a drinker, or absolutely reduce it and keep it to the minimum. Resist the tendency to, if you're either working too much, then when you get home drinking a lot to unwind, or if you're at home and you're bored, letting those habits increase, those unhealthy habits. Good time to cut it down. Also smoking. Of course, it's not easy to stop smoking when you're stressed, and the chances are at the moment you've got extra stress. But really, it's not just that it's not great for your lungs, but it definitely impairs your immunity. So everything you can to stop smoking. I'm going to do a video about this separately, about all the different ways that things you can try to help you. But one really simple thing that looks a bit crazy, but honestly it works, so try it for yourself, is do like a virtual pretend cigarette. So imagine you've got one. Breathing in and out through resistance, so you've got a smaller mouth and also your fingers against your mouth. There's resistance. Doing that increases your endorphin levels, and endorphins are those internal feel-good hormones that we've got. And of course, it's also a controlled breathing, which switches on the parasympathetic nervous system, helps you relax. Really try it, honestly. Smokers, next time you're going to have a cigarette, try doing that for not just for a couple of times like I did, but do it for as if you were actually smoking a whole cigarette, 10, 20 breaths like that. You'll really find out it takes the edge off your anxiety and your tension. And although this isn't free, but if you do smoke, really make sure you're taking lots of vitamin C. You want 3,000 milligrams a day, every smoker, even if there isn't any extra need for it, like when you're trying to fight an immune threat. So thanks for listening. If you liked it, please click like, because that encourages me. And subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends. I'm Pip Waller. This is Being Human. did I remember to say about being kind? I can't remember if I did, because I did this whole video just now and it didn't work, so I've had to do it again. Kindness and compassion, feelings of kindness and compassion for others increase the immunoglobulins in your nose. Those are the little immune proteins in your nose that actually fight against things getting in. So isn't that amazing? There was research done on that, which was really very beautiful. So as much kindness as you can, self-kindness, kindness for the world, kindness for others. Don't spend too much time getting angry, like whipping yourself up, blaming and thinking it's this person's fault or that person's fault, or the governments aren't doing enough, or kindness and compassion, because that's going to help your immune system and be nice. Thanks for listening.